What is up, YouTube? So today I want to talk to you guys about how I've been training my training program from the typical bro split to the push-pull legs. And it's been a bit of an experience for me. It's been actually kind of hard because I've been so rooted in how I train for so long. So it's almost been fun to switch things up and see how to do it and change my program around. So I'm going to show you guys kind of difficulties with me, why I think push-pull legs is potentially better, but it's not the end-all be-all. And I'm gonna give you guys my exact program too at the end. Everything I've been doing throughout the week, training, sets, exercises, everything like that. So if you guys want to skip to that, go ahead, skip to that. But for now, I want to talk about kind of my process of switching over. So obviously bro split is training each body part once a week or every 5 days, depending on how much rest days you take. Just training chest, arms, shoulders, back, legs, repeat, go through that. Push-pull legs, self-explanatory as well. Push is chest, triceps, shoulders. Pull, back, biceps. Legs, obviously glutes, quads, hams, calves. Don't forget to train your damn calves because I've seen they can grow. If you train them, they will grow, I promise. Just maybe not as quick as everybody else, but that's not the point. We'll make another calf training video because I've been loving training calves a lot lately. But back to the push-pull legs routine. A big reason this has become so popular was before a lot of people saw it as something for beginners because it's a lot more simpler process to follow, I find. I know even my parents, when they were kind of asking me what they could do in the gym, they only get in there a couple times a week, whatever. My dad, I think he was saying he could easily go 3 times a week, so I was like, easiest way to do it, push-pull legs. You kind of take care of everything throughout the week. You can get in there an extra time and just kind of do some cardio, stretching, abs, do whatever you can, that's awesome. But it's become a lot more popular overall in the entire fitness community at elite levels even now because of the frequency in which it allows you to train. So a lot of studies and findings have been showing that the most optimal way for muscle growth is to train a body part more than once a week. The studies have been showing because of the protein synthesis, it increases. So that's the hard word for me to say with a dry mouth, synthesis. I'm gonna try and avoid that. But when you train a muscle, obviously you're breaking it down, you're increasing protein synthesis, and then when it builds back up, that's how it grows, that's how you get bigger muscle. So when you hit that muscle, let's say chest or whatever, protein synthesis is increased for like 48 hours, and a lot of studies have actually been shown the more elite training you are, it actually is, that window decreases, so it could go down to like 24 hours or 36 hours or whatever, depending on how well trained you are. And then from there, you're kind of not really building anymore. You can recover if you're so broken down, like you've beaten something up, but you're really not growing other than within that period. So obviously if that's only 2 days a week where you're growing and then you train it once and then you don't train that body for another 5 days or 7 days even on the bro split, obviously that doesn't seem as optimal as if you could train it on Monday and then again on Friday or Thursday, however your split is organized, and you kind of get a lot more benefits out of it. This obviously means that because you have more frequency, you need a little bit less intensity or volume in each workout. Because if your overall goal is to hit a certain amount of sets in a week, and before you were hitting, use chest again, let's say 12 to 15 sets in a chest day. Now, if you're doing that twice a week, that's going to be doubling your volume to 30. Obviously, your body's not really going to be able to recover from that. It's kind of going to lead to injury and just a lot of pain, and you don't want that. So what you got to do is split it up and be a lot more smart. And this is where I personally struggled, because I love getting in the gym and just like hauling ass, just pushing everything to the limit, training as hard as I can, and not being able to lift my arms, not being able to walk up the stairs at the end of a leg day, whatever it is. I just like being able to kill myself. And learning to not do that was hard. So initially when I was doing it, I was doing very similar chest workouts to the way they were, and I was adding shoulder, I was adding triceps, and then I would do it again 3 days later, and I was sore, I was tired, and my body started to just like feel shitty. So I was like, hey, obviously you're not Wolverine, you can't recover like a crazy animal. So I had to adjust in ways and push myself a little bit harder, do less volume in each workout. And it's been an adjustment, but I've actually started to like it because mentally it kind of allows me to realize, again, on the chest thing, instead of hitting 12 sets in a workout, if I only have, let's say 6, maybe 8, 2 total exercises of chest on that day, I know in those 2 exercises I have to give my 100%, full effort, just kill those, or else I'm not getting any benefit from the workout. There's no like make up for it halfway through or whatever. So it pushes me in those workouts, and that's still not too much to be broken down 4 days later, and I can hit it again then. Another obvious benefit, because you're not doing all those sets in one single workout, At the end of a workout, typically if you're training one body part for an hour and a half, like some crazy people, by the end of that workout, you really don't have a lot of intensity left to give. You don't have any energy, the muscle's depleted, it's broken down, and it's just kind of tapped out of all the work it can do, but you're still pushing it to get all that volume in one day. So your last few sets are kind of a waste. So if every single chest day you come in and you bench, you incline back to back maybe, so that's like 6, maybe 8 sets of just pressing, and then you move on to flies at the end of your chest day. A lot of those flies are kind of negligible. You're not getting the amount of work you could be in out of them. Now, putting in the same amount of intensity you could as if you split it up. So now, if you have 2 chest days in a week, and the way I like to kind of split it up is having like a press day, like a bench press and stuff like that, and then later on in the week you do a little bit more flies. You're getting best of both worlds. You're able to push yourself in the bench press at the beginning, as well as push yourself in the flies, and you're getting a lot more intensity out of the same amount of sets, same amount of volume. So another huge benefit of push-pull legs. As any routine, obviously you can organize it however you want. A lot of people like to just do push-pull legs, rest, push-pull legs, repeat. They do the same workout. They have 3 workouts and that's all they do. Personally, I wanted to have 6 workouts, make it a little bit more complex, and take rest days off when I felt I needed it. So I don't really have like every single week I'm switching through or whatever. It's more like I do push-pull legs, and then if I feel fired up, I'm ready to go, I'm not sore the next day, I'll just get right back into it. And if in between push-pull I need to rest before legs, I'll rest before legs. Say it's squat day or something that day. So it's really important to kind of know your body and put the rest in where you want. It's not like concrete. Not only that, a lot of people think you need to do push, pull, then legs. You can do legs, push, then pull, or whatever way you want to organize it, whatever way feels best for you works, because obviously a benefit of push-pull legs is you're not really training the same body part back-to-back days. Whereas if I'm doing chest one day, shoulders the next day, triceps the next day, I'm kind of hitting my triceps 3 days in a row. Something at some point when you're training each body part once a week is going to be getting hit back to back. It's kind of impossible. I tried for years to organize my split so that either on back day, if I was doing rack pulls, it wasn't close to leg day because my hamstrings or lower back would be sore. Chest day wasn't before shoulders, shoulders wasn't before chest, whatever, and it was impossible to organize. Push-pull legs kind of takes all that thought out of it and allows you to hit it all in one day and move on to a pull, whatever, legs the next day. And personally, I really like that. So back to organizing, how you want to organize your split. Like I said, I have 6 total workouts. So I do push, pull, legs, push workout 1, pull workout 1, leg workout 1, and then rest if I need it or whatever. And then I do repeat, obviously push workout 2, pull workout 2, leg workout 2. And I had to organize this on a computer, and it's the first time I've had to do this for myself because I've been training so long and I just like to train how I train. And writing it all down, organizing it, and then I went to the gym and tried it a few times, and like I said, I just put down too much volume for each body part, and I was just getting hurt and wasn't recovering like I needed to. So I switched it up, and I'm gonna try and read through my program and put it up on the screen. We're gonna see how my editing skills go because I am not an IT guy. My dad was a computer science genius, but did not get that trait. So on the first start, I went with the typical organization of a push-pull leg. For push day 1, first exercise is barbell press, incline or flat. Personally, I like incline a lot more, but I do like to put the flat in sometimes just to switch it up. And on this chest day, I have a heavy press movement, and I want to focus on keeping a little bit of my strength right now because I took some time off the gym. I haven't really been eating a lot. I've been giving my body and digestion, my autoimmune and everything a little bit of a break. So I want to kind of have some strength. So everything, I have a heavy press and I'll have a heavy squat in the week and focus on where I want it, but I'll get to that leg day. After that, I have alternated dumbbell shoulder press. So this is something I started to do a lot lately, where you do one arm at a time, and it gets a little bit of core in the way, but it just allows you to really focus on each arm and perfect every rep. And I personally find, even because you're doing one at a time, you can kind of push out even a couple more reps and just get a little more intensity because you're just focusing on one arm at a time instead of 2. After that, I got a superset, chest flies with tricep extensions. So you'll see I have 3 sets of the flies and then 4 sets of the extensions. And that's because we've been starting off with chest earlier in the workout. So I'm gonna add in a little more triceps in that superset. Then I got lateral raises. My all-time favorite exercise for shoulders, lateral raises, just always do them. And then dips at the end. Dips, another thing where I never knew where to put it into my workouts because I was like, well, dips hits my chest and hits my triceps, a bit of my front delt. Like, what day should I do it on, if I'm gonna get my chest sore, triceps or whatever. So now finishing off at the end, go till failure, just kind of hammer out a lot of volume here at the end. For pull day one, another reason. So for pull day one, another reason I really like this routine is pull day for me is my weak body part day. So back and biceps are my two weakest body parts. So on this day, I know I need to get in there and I need to F shit up. I need to fire through that workout. Whether I need some extra caffeine, I definitely eat a little more extra calories, some treats before the workout to get me fired up, maybe some sushi after, just a good day. And I just know this workout's gotta be good, and I bring all my intensity to my pull days. But I start with pull downs. If you've ever watched me train back, I always start with that. It's just a great way to kind of get the blood flowing, get a good stretch in your spine, lats, everything, just get a feel for everything. Start really light and just focus on contracting the muscle. And then I move over to bent over rows, a little warm up, and then move on to some heavy sets. This will be the heaviest exercise for the workout. Bent over rows, there's no beat in that exercise. I think for back day, that is my favorite, like back thickness builder. Really want to focus on having good form, not having like a jerky movement anywhere in there. You want to be able to have like at the top, be able to slightly pause it and go down. Otherwise, doing a little too much weight. I see so many people like jerk to row, and you're really just not getting the benefit out of it. It's just a lower back, hamstring, glute workout at that point. Then first bicep exercise is slight incline seated dumbbell curls. This is the best exercise for me personally. I found that I need to do a lot lighter weight, focus on contraction, training biceps. Otherwise, I can't get it. My worst mind muscle connection body part of my body. So I keep it really light, keep on incline, constant tension on it, and this exercise gives me a really good pump. Then I move on to pull-ups, which is typically pretty hard after hammering out when you get a pump in the bicep curls. So that personally, if I kind of go on my fingertips, I try to keep my hand loose, or I'm using straps, it allows me to take my biceps a lot out of the movement and probably only do like 6 or so reps. So the failure, it really isn't that much volume. Then you finish off with easy bar curls. And you'll see in here I have at the end 2 sets of 40 seconds. Well, this is a new kind of like technique I've also been adding into my training, where you literally put your phone down, you turn a timer on, and you start your set, and you want to keep constant tension on the muscle, no quick, just like moving, good reps, clean reps for 40 whole seconds. And that's a long time. You really don't think it. I started doing it and I literally, no matter the weight I put it at, when I started doing this, I couldn't get past 35 seconds. It was super light, of course I could, but like I knew just my muscular endurance just was not there. And so doing this, I found really helped kind of build my muscle connection, hammer at a bit more volume, and get a good pump, and just like focus on the contraction a lot more. And just like, I've been loving these sets a lot personally, and we're gonna see if I see any benefit of it in the future. So moving on to legs day one. This is my leg day where I don't have squats in it, because I wanted to have RDLs or deadlift in this workout. And in my next back day, you'll see I'm doing rack pulls, and I didn't want to go back to back rack pulls and deadlifts. So switch it into this direction. First exercise though is lunges. I do a whole warm up, which I gotta show you in my leg day videos. They're all different, but I just do a long, like 15-20 minute warm up, bunch of exercises, just high volume to kind of just get the blood flow in the body. But when I start with lunges, I love starting just body weight, like 10-15 steps each leg, back and forth on the turf if you have it, or down whatever alleyway you can find. I find it's a great way to just like move the hips, you're moving, you're getting the blood flowing. It really warms up my knees, which have been hurting a little bit lately in this cold weather. Just a great way to start every leg day. And then I move on to some heavy weights. Not heavy, but whatever you can get up to where you're still doing a lot of volume. So 15 steps each leg. I like putting the weight on my back personally instead of holding dumbbells, but whatever you want to do works. Then moving on to the RDLs or deadlift. So this isn't going to be like a crazy thing for me, because right now I still have a little bit of a hamstring pain. So for me, this isn't like the typical deadlift where I'm going to burn myself out, but it's just kind of like getting the movement in. I found when I took deadlifts out and RDLs, because I hurt my lower back a little bit, tore my hamstring and all that, I saw a lot of deficit in my glutes and my hamstrings on stage this year, and my squat ended up coming down in strength wise because of it. So I want to slowly incorporate that back in, build that strength back up. And then moving on to hip thrust or kickbacks. Not always a fun exercise for a dude to do, but very beneficial. Your glutes are the powerhouse of your legs, and a lot of guys neglect them. So a little isolation here, leg day. Then we're gonna move on to seated calf raises, and you're gonna notice I'm not doing it at the very end of my workout here. And that's because I actually want to focus on growing my calves a lot, so I don't want to just wait till the end of every single workout and hammer them out. I'm doing it a little bit before. I'm gonna do 6 sets because I love the seated calf raise, and next leg day we're gonna do standing calf raises. But seated calf raises for me, I just get a really good feel of it. Really deep stretch at the bottom, tight contraction at the top, and I love these. And so I'm gonna do 6 sets of that, 10 and 12 reps, high volume. In the last 4 sets, I'm actually gonna superset with the next exercise. So that's gonna be the lying hamstring curl, or whatever hamstring curl, I just like the lying hamstring curl the best. I'm gonna start with 2 sets, 8 to 10 reps, and then again, I'm gonna do that 2 sets with the 40-second sets. And this one is really hard, and why I like doing the lying one is I put my phone on the floor with the timer, and I get my head locked in, and you're looking down at your phone, and I like look away for like a while and like not look at my phone, and I think I'm at like 40 seconds, I look down, you're at like 25, 30, you got another 10 to go. So I really like these sets. Like I said, they kind of force you to bring a little bit more intensity and kind of hammer out those last few reps. Really focus on like slowing the rep down, because you'll find if you're going really quick, you are not lasting 40 seconds. So every rep's got to be pretty slow and controlled, and trying to waste time pretty much. So for push day 2, now we're on to the second round of the workouts. So obviously push-pull legs round 1, now we're on to round 2. Whether you take a rest in between, or like I said, a rest before back day for me, because back's the weak point, wherever you want to put it, you put it. I put it where I feel. That's why I didn't even write rest down anywhere in my routine. So push day 2, we're gonna be starting with a close grip bench press. So this one I try and focus a little bit more on hamstrings. Of course, chest is gonna activate a little bit, but again, that's another benefit of training triceps and chest on the same day. Doesn't matter if they're both working, it's actually a good thing. So start with close grip bench press, 3 working sets, and then we're gonna move on to standing barbell press. This is a movement I've been liking to do a lot lately. I used to always just do it seated and just try and hammer it out, and I can go heavier when I'm seated, but I really think I am activating a little bit more chest, and I like the core engagement standing brings. Just the overall like form makes me feel a little more athletic too. So I've been doing standing barbell press, then we're gonna move on to pec deck flies. Love the pec deck. This thing is just like, if you want just pure pec contraction, I don't think this can be beat just locked in the machine. Here again, we're doing that 2 sets of 40 seconds. And this is be the first pec really like dominant exercise in the workout, or like isolation exercise, but it gets you a really good pump doing that 2 sets of 40 seconds. So good to put that in right in the middle. Next, we're gonna move on to the overhead tricep movement. Doesn't really matter whatever your favorite one is, but I think every tricep routine throughout the week, you gotta have something behind the head like this where you're getting a really deep stretch coming through, good contraction at the top. Overhead tricep movements are just something you do not want to neglect to get that really deep stretch, grow those juicy triceps. Then we're gonna move on to lateral raises. Like I said, favorite shoulder workout, that's why we're doing it twice in the week, and any form of push-ups. So first 4 sets, you're gonna do the lateral raises, 10 to 12 reps, and then you're gonna move on to push-ups till failure. Personally, I like doing them on like a bench where I can like hold something like this, and as I'm holding it, I like push in, and it's kind of like a close grip, and it allows me to really contract my pecs like really hard, because you're holding onto a bench, let's say, and pushing in together. It gets a really good contraction, and you're just kind of hammer at the volume in your chest at the end of your last push day. For pull day 2, we got pull-ups at the beginning, 3 sets, kind of get the blood moving, and I'm gonna do this while I'm warming up with my rack pulls for the next exercise. So pull-ups are something I've been incorporating a little bit more now, because I find they're like a skill exercise, and no matter how many pull downs you do, it does not translate over to pull-ups. Pull-ups are just like the OG back workout. It's a really good way to kind of build my muscle connection as well, and I neglected them for a long time because I just like pull down. So I've been trying to put them in a little bit more now and just get better at them. And like I said, because in my gym where I have like power racks or whatever, so I'll do pull-ups and then I'll go down, and just below I'm gonna warm up on my rack pulls, get my lower back warmed up. And we only have 2 working sets of the rack pulls, because like I said, I don't want to tax my lower back too much and start engaging too much like glute hamstring on these. So I'm gonna really focus on just pulling in through the lower back, 2 working sets, 8 to 10 reps, see how heavy we can get. But again, I haven't been doing any pulling movements like that because of a few injuries, so ease back into that. Move on to hammer curls here, 3 sets, 10 to 12 reps. Again, switching up all the different kind of exercises. Throughout the week, I want to get some kind of either reverse grip or hammer curl, so I could alternate those in the set here. But you want to kind of get something that's going to hit your brachialis a little bit more. That's what I believe is the secret for Phil Heath's giant arms. He has the craziest biceps too, but they look so freaky because his brachialis just fills out his arm. And I got short little biceps, so I gotta do whatever I can. Next we got a reverse grip row or pull down. So this has been lately a favorite exercise of mine. It's something you don't want to go too heavy because your wrist can honestly kind of hurt, and you want to focus on just like pulling in the right direction, not with your biceps, but either a pull down, row, reverse grip, and really focus on pulling down with your elbows in front of your body rather than like pulling kind of to your face with your biceps. And when you get this movement right, I think it can be really beneficial to building your back. After that, we got cable curls, either one arm, two arm. Cables are just a great thing to have in on arm day for that constant tension. They're a great way to hammer out some reps and get a really good pump. Then we're gonna finish with dumbbell curls. This is just one set. I used to do this all the time in college because we had this giant rack of black dumbbells and there was never really many people in the gym. So hopefully it's not too busy when I do this, but start at a weight where you can do like maybe 6 reps each arm, whatever, like 40s maybe for me, not too heavy. And then go close to failure, not quite, and then just keep going down. And I'm probably gonna do however much I feel like, really maybe 4 sets, just kind of a big drop set at the end of the workout, but only once, and then you're done. So moving on to the final workout, leg day number 2. This is gonna be my squat day. So like I said, I do want to keep a little bit of strength in. So I have 3 warm-up sets, or however many I need. I just put that in randomly sometimes. I don't know why I put up warm-ups. Then 3 sets, 8 to 10 reps, and then we're gonna have 1 set where I go a little bit heavier. So I really like to actually push myself through a few sets, like maybe however many reps I go through. And then finally for my last set, I put on a little bit more and I go really heavy, and it just allows me to like not really feel sketched out about injury or whatever. I might not be able to lift as much as possible, but it makes me feel warm, safe, and cuddly in my little blanket. Next, we're going to do a leg press superset with calves. Again, doing calves at the beginning of the workout because I'm trying to get huge calves. So this is not a fun leg press though, that's for damn sure. You're doing 2 sets, 40-second sets, like I explained earlier, and you really, really want to keep just constant tension on the muscle and just go as heavy as you can and just try and hammer them out and just get blood pumped into them. I know when you're keeping your legs up like that and you're just constant on the leg press, sometimes you get a huge pump. It's just debilitating and feels amazing. And superset, I love doing calf raises on the leg press, so maybe I need to drop a couple plates off or whatever and then hammer them out in between sets, and just however heavy you can go till failure. Aim for over 10 at least, and then just like hammer them out. Then you're gonna move on to the hip adductors. So this is the squeeze in one, the good girl exercise. And this is something I've been putting into every single leg day for a while. And I felt like my squat was kind of like my knees were caving in. I had my groin felt super weak, and I had really strong quads and powerful like legs, but I felt weak. My knees were kind of starting to hurt. When I started to implement this a lot, it actually helped my squat a lot. My like stability felt a lot better, and my knees started to hurt less. Everything just kind of flowed better. So you want to make sure you're not kind of neglecting the adductors, abductors parts of your leg. Next, we're moving on to standing calf raises. Like I said, we've done seated, we've done leg press, now we're doing standing. Trying to get huge calves, I'm not lying about that. Do 4 sets, 10 to 12 reps, and then bounce reps to failure. Everyone obviously knows what that is. You focus on your deep stretch contraction the first few, and then when you start to get too tired, stay at the top of the rep and just bounce as much as you can, get some blood flowing in there, and just finish off the calves. Finally, we're gonna move on to quad extensions, and we're gonna do 2 sets at the beginning, 10 to 12 reps, whatever, and then you're gonna do 2 sets with triple drop set. So start at whatever your weight was at the beginning, go immediately, drop the weight down once, drop the weight again, rest, and repeat. And I've always found hammering out a couple of drop sets of quad extension at the end, which is just like a perfect way to just flood blood into the leg and kind of finish them off. Obviously, I don't think anyone's ever heard anybody say that they attribute having big legs to quad extensions, but definitely helps. A little isolation, fine-tuning movements at the end. Get your squat at the beginning, lunges earlier in the week, so you're getting everything you need. I guess that's it. That's my current training program. And like I said, I might have to change stuff. It might be a little too intense, not enough, depending how you feel. Everyone's going to be different, the level of which you're at, how quick your body can recover, etc. Depends how much volume and intensity you can handle throughout the week. So this is personally something I've been trying. I've obviously been training for a long time, and my life is pretty much rest, recovery, eat, and train, so it allows me to push pretty hard throughout the week. But you can see I have a great variation of all the different exercises throughout the week, trying to hit every body part at different angles, different exercises, different rep ranges, and all that good stuff. So it really is, push-pull legs is really like a interesting kind of routine that allows you to just like structure things in a very intelligent way, I find, very specific way. Whereas with bro split, it's just kind of like hammer yourself, hurt yourself throughout the week, see how hard you can train, and then move on. And I don't want to like down talk bro split, because I found a lot of people have, now that push-pull legs and training frequency increasing has become more popular. Obviously bro split works. It worked for me. It works for a lot of people. And I think the most important thing in finding the right training program for you is making sure it's just that for you. So for the longest time I did push the bro split, and I absolutely loved it. I loved getting in the gym, training hard, leaving tired, hurt, and it made me feel super accomplished, and that made me excited to go to the gym. It made me excited to push myself, and I saw great results because of that. Yeah, I could have been doing something more optimal, probably, but if it was more optimal, like let's say the most optimal way to train with full body every single day, I would hate that, and I just wouldn't want to get in the gym. I wouldn't feel motivated. I wouldn't be pushing myself when I was in there, and I would actually see less results. So the most important factor is finding what works best for you, what you want to do, because at the end of the day, most of us are in great damn shape, and we're not here just to like be healthy, lose weight, and just like suffering in the gym. We're here because we want to be, we enjoy it, we love what we're doing, and we want to also see the results. So make sure you're not doing a program just because I'm doing it, someone you look up to doing it, someone said it's the best. Make sure it's what's best for you personally. You're gonna enjoy it. And yeah, so hopefully you guys like this video. I kind of hammered through that really quick and hopefully it made sense in what I was saying. But if you guys won't have any questions, comment below. I'll try and go through them as best as I can. And I'll also want to do a series kind of where I train push-pull legs each workout I have, and I explain each exercise, each workout, and I'm maybe going to try and put that into a little series or whatever on YouTube. So hopefully that can come out after this video. You guys can see everything I've been doing, and I can give you my tips and tricks on it, and maybe I'll be switching up my routine throughout, and you guys can kind of learn from my mistakes, because I've already made a lot in this. Like I said, I've hammered out a few workouts and was pushing too hard, and 3 days later went into train chest again and was way too sore. So if you guys can learn from my mistakes and beat that learning curve, then my goal is accomplished. But yeah, hopefully you guys liked this video. If you did, remember to like the video and please subscribe. See you next time.